Yes, welcome back to the Sports Show. Time to talk about the Southern Footy League. The finals are on and they are pumping. The Prez, as always. Craig Warman joins us. Craig, how are you, mate?
Isn't it great to be alive? Finals are in the air, mate.
Yeah, mate, you touched on it last week. A sigh of relief to get to the finals with COVID and everything that's gone on. So before we get to the finals, a quick wrap-up of the weekend's games, mate. So let's have a quick run through. Flaggies and Aldinga at half-time. It looked like it was going to be a contest, and then Flaggies went, OK, let's put the foot down.
Yeah, exactly. 2 goals in it at half-time, 9 goals to 7. And then, blew out to a fairly substantial win to the top side, undefeated.
All right. Ranella, mate, up against Christie's Beach. I don't want to say anything, but the Wineflies were exceptional.
Just we do want to say something.
Just cruised.
Just cruising through.
Just cruised.
Nice little boys, mate. We
nice
are
little
just motoring along, mate.
Nice little tune up for the finals.
And it's a very important win.
It was because interesting this week, their qualifying final against Happy Valley is at the same ground.
Oh, okay.
So they got to play on it last week.
Mate, do you have anything to do with that?
No, mate. We're just smarter than we look. Thank goodness down there, mate, because we don't look smart, but we play smart. Don't you worry about that. Exactly. Hey, this is the one. Happy Valley was in Morfett was probably the game. 15 points in it, but did Morfett Vale get it wrong?
In my opinion, yeah. But
rested players they should have.
Yeah, watching the game, they actually played some players that shouldn't have been out there.
Yeah.
They were on one leg. And you know the old story, if you play injured players in finals, it can come back and bite you. Hopefully they don't do the same thing this week.
Man, what was the reason behind that, though? I mean, where could they finish higher?
Yeah, they could have. If it was whoever finished winner in that particular game, Happy Valley and Morfett Vale, were going to cement third spot and a double chance.
So they played a few injured boys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it was worth a punt. It was worth a punt, but we all know injured players don't come up.
They didn't kick all that well either, did they?
No.
No? What did they kick?
5-13.
5-13. So they had more scoring shots.
Yep.
So they're in the mix on the weekend, aren't they? They got Norlunga. They're still in the mix.
Yeah, they're still in the mix, but they instead of being in a qualifying final, they're now in an elimination final. And Norlunga had the bye last week, so they'll be cock a hoop, and it'll be interesting to see how they go.
And the odds of those guys you're talking about that were played injured playing this week would be a bit slim. If they played them injured last week, there's no guarantees they're going to be right.
We're not going to be any less injured, are you?
Exactly. Yeah. There's no guarantees they're going to be right this week.
Well, you would assume that common sense would dictate, but
yeah.
All right, let's talk about the finals, mate. Let's talk about the finals because you've got to it, mate. Well done, the Southern Footy League getting there too. Flaggies get the week off, mate, because the top 5. The Saturday game first up.
Yeah, Saturday game will be an absolute beauty, I reckon. Ranella, the Wineflies, finished second, only lost the 2 games to Flagstaff Hill. They take on Happy Valley, and we saw Happy Valley firsthand last week on a bigger ground. Their oval and Christie's are similar. I'm expecting a pretty close game in this one. I think Ranella will get the chocolates, but don't be surprised if they're not pushed all the way by Happy Valley.
Yeah, I think Happy Valley are in pretty good nick. I'm leaning...
And I'm leaning towards Geelong. So, and we'll cover that one a bit later. No, you reckon Happy Valley could? Well, I think it's not going to be a walk in the park. I agree with you.
Doesn't he live at Happy Valley?
Yeah,
yes. I'm an old Happy Valley boy.
Well, the only reason he's dirty on Ranella, it's the only team he hasn't been involved with.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's true. Not yet, anyway.
Cove are on the march, mate. You'll be back on them next year, won't you?
Oh, we're playing Sunday.
Yeah, you'll be on them, won't you?
Well back on the Cove.
All right, let's get.
I'm not coaching them.
All right, I think we're all in agreement. It's going to be a good game, but we'd expect Ranella to get the win. Sunday?
Yeah. This will be, again, another classic. Morfett Vale played Norlunga 2 weeks ago now and give them a bit of a touch-up. Norlunga had the bye last week, so they'll get a few players back this week, Norlunga, and they're always hard to beat in finals. So I've got a sneaky feeling that...
be a bit closer than...
It'll be a close one, but I think Norlunga might just pip Morfett Vale, and that'll be the end of their season.
Yeah. Now, you've got a big weekend of footy, haven't you, really? Yeah,
we do.
It's massive on Sunday as well.
Well, the women's.
The Mighty Cobras are in there and could go all the way here. No problem. But the girls on Sunday.
Can we talk about the girls, mate? I know the Cobras are in the final, and we'll come to them, but Ranella play first up against Flaggies, and I don't want to say anything. I do. Ranella undefeated in the women's.
Yeah.
So
not a good position to be in.
Undefeated, sit on top of the ladder.
Not a good position to be in going into finals, unbeaten.
Oh, please.
Because you've got to lose one.
Right. Okay.
Well, let me tell you,
it won't be this one.
It won't be this one.
Let's talk about it though. Up against Flaggies.
It will be an absolute beauty. The probably the two best sides in the competition, and both of the games that they've played each other this year, there's only been a goal or two each way.
Oh, okay.
Cove versus Christie's.
I would expect Cove to win that one. Same amount of wins roughly during the season when they've played each other. Cove have got the wood on the beachies in the final.
Hey mate, normally we start to get around finals time, and you've had a couple of big functions leading into the finals. The grand final breakfast. Will that be a chance, or COVID may have?
COVID's put a stop to the grand final breakfast, but we'll have our presentation nights coming up shortly.
Yep.
For the juniors and the seniors.
So things are running pretty smooth. Hey mate, I just want to go through the final placings for this year.
Yep.
And at the start of the year we sat down. I don't reckon you were too far off the mark. So I think we all thought Flaggies would be number one back
Up the top,
and
yep.
they've been solid for a long time.
Yep.
So Ranella was probably the one. You said you thought they were the sleepers, and you thought a top four finish for them at the start of the year. So without the crystal ball, mate, finishing second, are you thinking they did a little bit better than you thought start of the year?
Yeah, probably. But in saying that, they're a very young and they're a developing side. So what Craig Austin's been able to do down there at Ranella has been fantastic. And the fact that the Ranella boys actually played some association footy as well, playing that next level, that's obviously improved them in the back half of the season as well. So, yeah, look, I think Ranella are thereabouts.
All right. Happy Valley's in third, Morphy's in fourth, Noarlunga in fifth. Would you thought Noarlunga might have been on top of those two at the start of the year?
You would have thought right at the start of the season, you would have, because they played in the grand final last year. But in saying that, they've been struck with injuries, Noarlunga. But don't write them off
No,
just
I think
yet.
they could be the sleeper in there.
They're always hard to beat in finals. And when you look at the program, there'll be a preliminary final at Noarlunga. So if they're able to get across the line in the next couple of games and get into a preliminary final,
At home.
they'd be at home.
They're dangerous. They're right. Christie's in sixth. Cove were probably the surprise packet getting to seventh based on late start to the year for the coach coming in and all the stuff. They didn't get that clear run like the other clubs.
Yep.
Aldinga in eighth and then Port Noarlunga in ninth. That about how you would have seen it?
At the start of the bottom half of the season, certainly Cove did really well. And actually, when you look at it, they were probably only 2 games out of the top 5.
Yep.
And they'd lost a couple by small margins early in the season. Aldinga will be far better next year, I believe. They're just starting to mould themselves nicely down there. And Port Noarlunga, when you lose as many experienced players as they did, you're always going to struggle. So they need to probably go out and recruit some quality players. They've got good juniors coming through, but they're going to be a couple of years away with the junior development side of it. So they need a bit of experience to help these young lads through.
All right, it's going to be a big weekend for the Southern Footy League. You need to get down and support your team. Saturday you've got the finals. Sunday the men are on and the women. Get down and support the Southern Footy League. Craig, as always, mate, appreciate your time. Stay with us. Still plenty to come on the show.